Hello. Looks like Webb. Right. Who's on with me? Grant's on. I'm inviting you in, Grant.
This is great.
If Grant can get on. Move the internet. Come on, Grant. Got to do better than that, mate. I'll stop calling you Grant now. Call you by your real name.
Webby. Webb. Got some
Mate.
You got some
Stand on the router.
Collection, mate. Mate, go pay
We'll have to sort it out of the club money.
That bill. Yeah, good.
How you been, all right? Very good. Do you want to tell everyone who you are, what you're doing here?
Who you let me do? They let me do nothing else.
So that's because last time I give you the reins, you won the title.
You can't be having me win things.
Can't have that, mate.
But that's life.
Yeah, can't have that. Now, how did you get to be interviewing me?
It's great though, isn't it? I can say what I want. That's what I want.
Fantastic. I say we just keep doing it, me and you. Don't bother interviewing anyone else.
This should just be like a little weekly thing, us taking the piss out of each other.
I think so. We'll have a lot of content.
Probably.
So we started this club to raise money for charity, and we've got the Instagram page, obviously.
Question why you done that first? See, look, now you just over. Always do. Then get up.
Yeah, no, I can't help myself.
To him.
No, I'm gonna tell them what we're doing. So this interview, basically, we're gonna do a meet the players every week.
Because I ain't been and I don't know where I can bother.
He ain't actually been signed. You ain't even been signed yet, have you? On the Instagram page. Oh, you ain't sent me a decent photo. That's the problem.
Anyway.
I can't use the one that I've got of you.
Huh?
I can't use the one that I've got of you.
No, probably not.
All right, so yeah, we're going to do this meet the players. Obviously, being the manager, I have to get done first, Grant said. So take it away, Grant.
What?
Crack on.
What, you want me to ask you a question? Am I allowed now?
You might as well. While you're here.
Right, so why did you start this, actually? Where was the thinking behind all this?
So I've always tried to do bits and bobs for charity. Just anything. We've done like London to Brighton a few times. I just tried to do little bits and bobs for charity. Over the years, there's been a lot of mental health stuff going on, as you know, and with everyone and sort of friends and family and stuff like that. You sort of see it, but now it's bigger than ever. Social media being what it is, we're hearing about all the stories that are happening with, sadly, people going into depression and even, you know, the worst case, taking their own lives. Over the years, we've known people who it's happened to, and it's always going to affect you when that happens, and when you hear about it, it's awful, and you just sort of wonder what difference can you make.
Can I just stop you there?
So we
quick question: How much do you think sport helps mental health?
Oh, I mean, competitiveness, having something to get out and do, having, you know, purpose. Going this, I mean, look what it done for us boys. I mean, 2 months ago, we got back together down at Elton Goals, our old team, and you know, there's a few of us that have been through some stuff in the last few years, and we haven't really had each other to lean on, because we always stayed together because of football. All these years, 20 odd years, most of us stayed together because of we had that little couple of times a week that we met up for football.
Yeah.
And so, with that gone,
don't know when everyone moves.
I think us meeting each other
as well. I guess it was all quite close.
Yeah,
really.
move out the area. Yeah, families and stuff. And when we stopped playing football altogether, and we didn't. So, back to your question, I certainly have benefited from getting back playing with you guys. And again, physical benefits alone are worth it. Going to do something, keeping yourself in some sort of healthy state is massive for your mind. And then seeing the boys, albeit for longer in the pub than on the football pitch, it's been fantastic. Like we've all said it, the football's one thing, but seeing all the lads again, the banter and the laugh we've had,
last few months, I've got to say that.
Kicking and screaming from certain players, not going to mention his name, Lucan, but it's just you don't want to say it, but no, yeah, the mental health side, mate. We'll get him on at some point, mate. But yeah, the mental health side, 100%. But getting out and doing something is massive for us boys, especially who love our football. But it can be anything, can't it? Just go football, tennis, whatever.
Talking about football, then, who being a Man United fan, that's got to affect your mental health as well at the minute. But all right, so
really does.
Going back to the boys and everything else, who are the best 3 players that you ever played with?
Oh, that's a horrible question. A few people are going to get singled out here. Honestly, through all the years that I've played, I know a few will watch this video that I play football. It's unbelievable. Are you still there?
Yeah, just about. I didn't hear any of it though. Honestly, you've got to pay your internet.
Yours, not mine.
It's mine, mate.
Can you hear me?
It's not mine. I rob Sky Sports every day.
I'm freezing. No, I'm fine. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you now. Go on, mate. Sorry, fella. It's because you're outside. You're out again, ain't you?
Yeah, look.
Man, that's
I'm in the clubhouse.
Too far away from the router.
But yeah, top 3 players. Danny Webb, number 1. There's just no better I've played with in my entire life. Obviously, being my little brother, I just trained him up to a point and he got better than me. And much like most of y'all. And yeah, he's just unbelievable. He's that one player that, if I had to pick, if there was 2 of us going to face a team, he would be the other one. I would just choose him. So him, some unbelievable players. Luke, and I'm not saying your name. I'm not saying your name, mate. Top 3. Top 3, mate. I'm not having that. Yeah, so Lucan is not getting mentioned. Danny Webb. Actually, you know what, Grant? Probably yourself was in my top 3. As shit as that may sound, and as awful as we know you are, as awful as we know you are, you've always been there, mate. You've always been the mainstay of every team I've ever had. You've always been, in there and doing your job. So football, I think you're definitely in that top 3. Plus, I think you've assisted me more than any other player ever, which is brilliant for me. So yeah, you're in my top 3, mate. And I would love to slag you off about football, but thinking about it seriously, which I just have, you probably are, mate. You probably are. And the last one, I've probably
This guy Luke and where? I'm just right. Just because he's
get him
winding me
off.
up now, I'm just going to say something.
Don't even pass the
Right,
ball.
so I'm just going to say something right now about Luca, right? He's meant to be a star striker signing. Yeah.
No, I don't know about
that. I know of a woman player that will mark him at the game.
I know of a child player that will mark him out of the game. I mean, the snowman over there would probably mark him out of the game.
All over going past him.
Listen, I think the third one probably has got to be Danny Jones. Just because he's mental, and at centre back, I just would hate to play against him. He's only little, you can push him over, but he'll get back and get at you and take your legs out. And that I love to have that on my team. So yeah, as much as that sounds like I'm kissing arse, you three have been fantastic.
Good.
Look on the questions, Grant. Look at Rob's asked a couple of good ones.
I can't see that far back.
All right. How has it helped Grant personally?
Helped me personally. Good.
Yeah, being back at football.
To be honest, I never really left football. I mean, it's been nice getting back with the lads back from where I used to live, but I've never stopped playing football. I think if I stopped playing,
no, you've kept pretty active in football, haven't you?
If I stopped playing football, I had a lot of issues and whatever else with mental health and whatever. But I think if I would have stopped, I probably would have gone right down the wrong road. Like, well, not even down. I went down the wrong road, but I probably would never have got back from the wrong road.
Yeah. That's really helped you, saved you.
Yeah, I mean, I've now played for a team up this way where I live on Sundays, and if I met them and started playing there, I don't think I probably wouldn't be here now. To be honest, wouldn't be where I am. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of them things, isn't it? That you've got to find that sort of focus. And I know a lot of us who have fallen out of football. I know you're still active in football, and so is Corey, I think. Yeah, Corey's still playing as well. He's, a couple of us have been playing only the last couple of years ago. I've only been playing sort of last year. And that sort of given me the confidence to start playing properly again and doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
But a bit more about the club side and what we're trying to do. Yeah, we're a charity football team.
Someone's asked if we're looking for recruit more team members.
Depends who's asking. Just depends who's asking. If you're better than us,
well, if you're better,
then yeah,
got to be better than
we're dog eat dog. All you got to do is be better than Lucan. But no, yeah. So we're a charity team. We're raising money.
I'll say this now is that we will be bringing in other people to come and join us for special games and help raise
some guests.
Profile. Anyone that can help raise profile, they'll be welcome down, and that's to join us.
100%. We'll always have a couple of shirts spare for, as Grant said, raising the profile and getting the club out there.
It's all about helping for the charity, to be fair.
And we're working on, obviously, we're going to be raising money for Calm and Mind, and what the other thing I want to do, like a mission statement, is to get more mental health skills out into grassroots football. So there's a couple of projects running that are just not heavily advertised at all, and what they work on is the skills to be able to listen and the skills to be able to signpost people to where to get the right help and stuff like that. And a lot of people, like the FA, do a guidance, but they don't promote it. It's not heavily promoted. I think every coach that does a course should have to do the mental health stuff. I just think they should. I think they should be able to do. There's an award called the Mental Health First Aider, and basically it just teaches you to be able, as I said, to listen, identify, help in a crisis, and signpost to where the help could be.
And missed out, and you telling him he was the best player you've ever played with. What a sucker that is.
Has he really? Yeah, no, done. I didn't say that, bro. Don't tell him that, for goodness sake. But no, yeah, it's like the charity wise, we are doing the football, but again, we're really going to be trying to do some community stuff, trying to help out grassroots football, trying to get the message out there. This is what this interview is for. We're going to be doing a couple of weeks, different stuff, and we're going to try and get men to talk, and just about what we're going to do our own one with you, Grant, where you get to talk loads. And Rob said he's going to come on, and a few of the boys are going to come on. What about a few of these questions?
Yeah, that's a good one there, saying about what made us talk about. To me, if I didn't start talking, I don't think it was either talk or go like wouldn't be here. I don't think I had a choice but to talk.
Yeah.
But sport helps because I found sport help. It's not even that. What it is a lot of teams have the whole right. Let's go play football. Let's win. Go home.
Of course.
Not a lot of teams now, which I'm quite lucky now. Obviously, you boys are back and we all have a drink in it after. But the team that I play for on a Sunday, we all make a point of going to the pub and having a few drinks and talking and being a support group for even for like daily home sort of things. What's going on at home and even that. I mean, those little things. Just even talking about little home issues or whatever else help.
Yeah, I think so. You don't realise, do you, that sometimes just a socially relaxed situations with your pals, you might not go to talk, but you never know. You know, you might be sitting there and just choose to open up at that point. The point is you're out of your house or you're in a place where you're around people, you're doing the same thing, especially if you've got a few mates, and that's what this is what our club is about, trying to bring people in. And I've told people this up to now. The mission is, all right, if we can't bring you in as a player, we will, we could definitely give you a guest game.
Not talking about our chats on the A2, Rob, they're private, mate. I'm sorry. Keep that private.
Yeah. Don't worry, Grant. He's told us most of them.
Still private.
But he said, whether we bring you in, even if you get in contact with us, and you want to come down and support, want to come to training sessions, we can put football on a weekend, on a Saturday morning. We can do a big training session at a park or whatever for people who just want to be around it. We'll do that. If we've got the people to do it, we will do it. It's not,
Going back to what you're saying, like with coaching and whatever else, but going back to I'm going to take it to professionals and them having a voice and everything else. Is there any particular player who's probably struggled with some sort of addiction and mental health issue, and has inspired you by being as honest as he is?
It's a really one. It's a really good one. So last year, I don't know if you watched it. It was called Harry's Heroes, and it was Harry Redknapp and all the old England boys.
My favourite as well.
And Merce, little Merce, mate, he honest to God, I cried. I didn't sob, but I cried. I sat there watching it with my missus, and I was literally in tears seeing him go through what he went through. The first year he was going through it, wasn't he? And then the second year he sorted himself out and he was helping Ruddock. You know what I mean? And it really was like the mental health side of it. Rob Blake was telling me this week, because he's like a mental health lead, and he was telling me this week about there's addiction and grief. Like there's different parts of mental health, like where people get these mental health issues from. And you see with Razor Ruddock, he had a bad heart and stuff like that, and with Merce it was sort of addictions and stuff. But it all comes back to that same thing, ill mental health, doesn't it? Where, and it doesn't discriminate at all.
The addiction
it literally goes for anyone.
I've spoke to people, like obviously professionals about it, 'cause I went through it. The addiction side of it all comes from you being able to not vent. So your addiction is escapism. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It becomes an escapism, rather than an addiction. And the only reason it turns into an addiction is because you become reliant on that addiction to escape your mind.
Right. Yeah. I say it's just mental, isn't it? It's just like, how can you, and I just believe that on a ground level, for us, we can just, if we can do anything, obviously with the community stuff that we want to do together, like, trying to get some more mental health skills into grassroots football, we can go that way. And if we can do anything on here, we can just get people to talk.
Another person who's spoke about it, and it's probably gone a little bit under the radar, but if you look her up, the West Ham women's captain, Gilly Flaherty, I mean, she done a whole thing about mental health, and she could mark Luke well.
I watched that. I told you that Snowman can mark him out of the game.
But yeah, no, she's really opened up about it. I mean, I speak to her every now and then, and but yeah, she's been through.
Was she suicidal at one point? Wasn't she?
Not only that. I'm good friends with her brother-in-law, and like he's one of me good mates, and I didn't even know he had. I mean, like you say, do you know what? It's a silent killer as well, because you can ask someone whether they're alright, but they'll say they're alright, but they're not.
Yeah, no, that's the issue, isn't it? That you can't, on the face of it, we're all okay, aren't we? We're blokes, we deal with it, but then it comes to a head. I mean, again, a massive inspiration for me to even have this project. Have this project is obviously Rob Blake, and I'm not going to say too much about his story, because we're going to really show people his full story in the future, in the coming sort of month odd. We're going to show people Rob's story, but his story really was the trigger for this to me, because for a few years I've wanted to do something for him, and he's a good friend of mine, and I see how he suffered, and it's broke my heart. It's horrible, and I wasn't even there for him at the time. So easy for me to say it broke my heart, but again, you just assume, they'll get through it, they'll be all right. And at the time, I didn't even really reach out, and I should have. And so this ain't guilt as such. This is more of a like, let's do something now. Let's move forward. Can't go back. Let's move forward and do something about it.
It's not that people don't care, like, cause I know mentally, you get into a situation, you think, no one gives a fuck anyway, and no one's really bothered.
Yeah.
And it's not. Yeah. It's not always like that. What? Sometimes they haven't reached out because they've got they have their own issues, their own mental health. But you wouldn't know about it either.
Yeah.
So it's
same with you, really. It's the same with you. Like, obviously, again, we're gonna do a chance for you to tell as much of your story as you want at some point, and when we do, but again, with you, like, I didn't reach out to you, but it wasn't because I didn't want it. It was just a day goes past, a week goes past, a month goes past, and you just, suddenly it's a year or two, and then I'll see you at football after 3-4 years or something.
Five
like,
years. But
I didn't, when I see, that's ridiculous. Like, for someone I've seen twice or 3 times a week for the last 15 before that.
Sometimes they haven't reached out because they've got they have their own issues, their own mental health. But you wouldn't know about it either.
Yeah.
So it's
same with you, really. It's the same with you. Like, obviously, again, we're gonna do a chance for you to tell as much of your story as you want at some point, and when we do, but again, with you, like, I didn't reach out to you, but it wasn't because I didn't want it. It was just a day goes past, a week goes past, a month goes past, and you just, suddenly it's a year or two, and then I'll see you at football after 3-4 4 years or
About
something.
five
Like, but
years.
I did when I see that's ridiculous. Like for someone I've seen twice or three times a week for the last 15 before that, to not seeing them once in 5 odd years is ridiculous. And that again, that's something we can all do. Just reach out to a friend that you care about. You ain't spoke to him for months and God years. Just reach out, say hello. That could make the world of difference. Because when people are on their own, they think that no one cares and everyone's just moving on with their life. It's that just reaching out, you know, for us. And I could have reached out to you and said you're right. I always said to Dan, you spoke to Grant, is he all right? But what stopped me giving a WhatsApp? And these are the things that I've had to improve on. I've had to, you know, going through some stuff that I've been this year. I've been through
really for people.
Some stuff.
If you haven't spoke to someone and you might think it's a bit awkward, just give them a ring. Fuck it.
Yeah, give him a ring, mate. Just I could have reached out so many times to Pete. As I said, like this year, I went through some stuff myself for the first time in my life. I didn't want to tell no one. It was definitely sort of anxiety and depression this year, and it was the first time in my life that I had gone through personally anything like this. And as hard as that is for me, because I didn't even admit it to myself at the time, never mind my wife and kids who were worried about me. I was off work for a long time. I just masked it over the best way I could. And, you know, just sort of thought, well, every day is a new day. And I went through this, you know, this year through the COVID. I think the COVID stuff got to me. I don't know what it was. That's the thing. I look around me. I've said it on my Facebook post and some of the Instagram stuff. I look around me and I say, you know, I look at my family and I look at my friends and I think, you're such a lucky person. And then you feel like this. And I realise that it doesn't discriminate. You know, it can hit you.
You don't know that it's creeping up.
It can just hit you. And I think that's given me the appreciation to really push on and like do, because the minute lockdown finished, we've got this football, you know, going, and you know, my work lot, they were the first ones to get me going. My work lot were the first ones to get me back playing football, and I was just playing weekly with them. And you want to see us? We're a ragtag bunch, and but you know what? I love playing football with my work lot so much because they're just such a lovely, easy bunch of people who just appreciate being out there and having people to play football with. And once I started doing that and having that to look forward to every week, I had that Wednesday hour of football to look forward to. It started clawing me out, and then playing football again, it gave me a bit of confidence to then call on the boys again and see if like the old lot wanted to do it. And that's what's led to this ultimately. Seeing you guys and starting this club has been, and now I'm really focused on it. And we do get down days and up days, but this now is a massive focus. And what I love most is we doing it together. Like you doing this today is massive for me because I almost feel like it's all me, and I feel like I'm in it on my own. But actually, there's you.
On your own. Even when we started up team, well, you started up teams years ago. You never was in it on your own ever. You know that. And I mean,
nah,
it's not.
And that's how you sort of feel like that.
Yeah, no, it's no. I know. As a manager, you do feel like you're on your own. I'll give you that. I mean, because obviously I've done it.
Yeah.
But you're not. You're never on your own. And to be honest, when you look back,
you
look back at it, all the boys actually want to do is win and help.
Yeah, they do. There's players like yourself and again with Rob, you know, even like a few others that have said that they want to jump on and help us. It's so good. I mean, almost the football side is the easy part, but it's this part, building the mental health awareness
I'm gonna say,
side of this club is hard.
Say something. So obviously I weren't talking to like closely with you boys back from there or whatever, back from the area, but so I was in the pub in One Bell in Crayford, and I met this guy called Adam Coburn is his name, and if I didn't meet him, it would have been dangerous. It was him that it would have been dangerous for me. I mean, we got.
Was he the guy that got you back into football?
Literally weird to say this, we actually got talking about the youth teams of Liverpool and Chelsea. And because he's a Chelsea fan, I think it was a Liverpool-Chelsea game that was on. And we literally just got talking about the youth players. And like we had Trent coming through, they had Tammy and Hudson-Odoi, and we were just talking about the youngsters and stuff. And would like Trent play midfield and whatever else. And then we slowly got talking about football, and he ended up inviting me to a Monday night like five-a-side thing. And he ended up saying, "Oh, look, we're doing an 11-side thing. Do you want to come down to that too?" I mean, if it weren't for that, I wouldn't have been playing football. It would have been harder for me. But having that, and
now
it really helped me. And then obviously it's been so good the last 2 months seeing Danny, Baz, Gaz, Danny Webb, all the boys, Russ, even little Mitch. Like our little Mitch has got so good, he's ridiculous. Like
he's got so tall. I mean, Danny Baz and Gaz saw him and like, whoa, what happened to you, little Mitch? Yeah. They were like mental. He's just, and you're right, it's seeing all the old faces as well. Yeah. You know, we spent a long time together, and I do think, Rob, I honestly think that this is a real.
Even though I see you in the beehive once drunk, it's okay. I don't need to name drop you. You're in my life constantly.
Josie, I don't know if you missed it, mate. You are definitely in my top 3 players I've ever played with. And I did say because you are raging mental. So, sorry, mate, but that's it. It's not for your skills that you don't have.
You have to bring this stuff up, don't it? I've been a train and bus boy for the last 5 years, mate, so it's all right.
Rob's going to be on next anyway. He's going to be the next one, next up, I think, at some point. So we got to do it. I've been trying, like, you can't put 3 people on the live. It's rubbish, but you can chuck people in and out. So we'll definitely get him on here at some point. And on next Monday, we're going to do another. We're going to do like a talk to, again, anyone who sort of wants to tell their story. Anyone like from any other clubs, anyone who just wants to come on, share their story, and just encourage other men to say, you know, we can talk. We can actually talk to each other. You know, you might not know me, you might not know Grant. I'm going to try and get Grant to do more interviewing. You might not know us, but at the same time, you know, what's he saying? Oh, I'm not doing that. I'm not, because I trust him that he is actually naked. I believe it.
This thing at all, ever.
Yeah, he's trying to get the IMAX sponsors in because he's bald as a badger. But no, well,
that's all right.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah, it's nice to you know, it's nice to see you, I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks because of this.
I know, we all need to. How many people can we get on one of these things? It'd be great. I mean, it'd be good if we could pop some people on.
Like I'm gonna thing where we just each got a Sabutio set and we just start flicking passes.
a virtual football game. Well, when this is all said and done, mate, and we can get together again.
But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to a big 11-a-side game. That'd be nice as well.
And well done for obviously sorting out kits.
We've got a good sponsor.
Once again, the man's come through. Yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to get some sponsorship in, some more sponsorship. And you're always the man to come through. That's why we put you in charge of kits.
No, just because I know how to work washing machine is why I'm in charge of kits.
I know how to work a washing machine. I just choose not to.
Smell the bibs.
But Rob's just read something. He's read something nice, and it says, "Seriously, boys, it means more of a man to talk about issues, whether that's in a forum or as a one-to-one." That's really true, mate. It's really true. Rob, do you want to jump on for a sec, Rob, in a minute?
Jump him on. Mate, it was lovely to speak to you. Put him on.
Listen, lovely to speak to you, Grant. Well done, mate, and hopefully you do some more interviews in the future with the boys.
Definitely interview you and Lucan. Holy, but stuff's coming.
Oh, mate. Yeah, I would love that. Let's say hello to see
Well
who
then,
wants to jump
right,
on and
take
say
it easy,
hello with
mate.
us,
Bye
all
bye.
right? Well done, God. See you, buddy.